Oh, sorry.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, one and all. Lovely boys,
Yes.
lovely boys.
Yes.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
Exciting
evening.
day
Good
today.
evening, John.
It's an exciting day today, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's Thursday, which means it's live stream.
Yes. And not only that,
There's
but
nothing else happening in the world.
the new layout,
Yeah.
new kit, which means new layout because it's a new series.
New kit, new layout.
Yes.
It's exciting.
So do let us know what you think of the new layout.
Yeah.
There are going to be a few changes as we go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you two gentlemen?
I'm very well. I've had a very busy week. I've been learning lots of new things because I've got a new toy.
Ooh, what have you got?
Ooh.
I've got
Go,
a 3D printer.
ooh.
So I have been 3D printing lots and lots of stuff, including doo-doo,
Oh,
the Mandalorian. And I also printed 40 1/35th scale jerry cans
Excellent.
or future dioramas.
Fantastic.
So, yes. And it's like learning to breathe again. It's very complicated.
It's all very technical.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
So I've done very little modelling this week. I've been playing with that thing over there
very good.
and annoying people with it.
What about you, foreign correspondent? You've had his ears lowered.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday. I thought, oh, he's had a nice haircut.
It's just slight balding, you bastard. Thank you for bringing that up, but
I thought that was just glare.
well, it is really. Let's face it. So yeah.
So it's not the chair then, Gary. It's you.
So I've just uploaded a second YouTube video thing, a review of a Corel wooden victory kit. So if anyone's interested, they can go and watch that on Scale Modeling Twins on YouTube's and stuff.
I should be watching it this afternoon.
It may not interest you, but yeah, I like it.
Good. That's all that matters.
What have you been working on, John? You haven't told us that yet.
Okay, so a couple of things. So let's.
Do you want to go on big screen?
Yeah, go on.
Why not? All right.
Oh,
so
that.
I'll do the tech.
That looks better, doesn't it? With the border around it.
Tech thing. So the Qatari 130 second scale Spitfire is now, dark earth and forest green.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Nice.
sky type S at the bottom. So that's coming along. Not much to show there. What else? I have an FX 148 scale Chipmunk, which is in light aircraft grey all over, nice sort of gloss coat, and that's ready for decals now. The canopy's done. They're black on the inside and white on the outside. I'm still leaving the masks on. So the next step is really decals and sort of carry on with that. And then because I got bored and I sort of do that, I started another kit on the side. So this is the Edward 48 scale Camel F1. I have a double boxing, so this is the second one. So so it's only just started. So as you can see there, I've got wood sail color. The wood on the inside, it'll be other things are painted, so everything's sort of nice, sort of shiny aluminium and yada yada yada, and I'm sort of enjoying that. And that's it. I think last week I showed the B17 as complete, so I won't go there. But that's what I've been doing.
And what about you, Mikey? What have you been doing this week?
Me? Little old me?
I've
been working on my farmyard.
So, you've been down on the farm, he has.
I've even got hay in there.
Oh, hey. Here, get off my land.
So it's almost at the stage where I can paint it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Wow. That's
Question, cool. John, are you going to do a little miniature young Gary next to the chipmunk? Because Gary used to go in chipmunks as a cadet.
Why not? I can find
Can I
the
just
fat
say-
controller somewhere and stick him in
Can I
there.
just say, in my youth, I was known as lanky because I was tall and slim. It was only after 22 years in the Royal Air Force that caused this to happen.
It wasn't because you're huge and carried a big load, was it? Then
Sorry.
delivered a big load.
Sorry, we're moving on.
Let's catch up with the chat. So, Gary says, "Morning, fellow plasticators." Gary says, "Hiya." Jim says, "Good morning, my gracious hosts."
Good morning, Jim.
Good
Happy
morning,
coffee.
and good morning, Kerry.
Yeah, morning, daughter.
Jim says, "Roll out the barrels." Indeed.
Possibly.
James is in. He says, "Morning, all." Gary, have you had the link through for the tag Discord yet?
I haven't seen it yet, mate. I'll have another look after the show, but as yet I've not seen anything come through.
I know the GM, he's a bit ill at the minute. He caught a bug over the weekend.
Bug.
Yeah. Jim said, "Good morning, Kerry and Squarish." Squarish says, "Morning, Jim." Modmin says, "My internet is down at the moment. I'll be on PC when it decides to work." Okay,
Roger.
fair enough.
Roger, modders.
Won't hold it against you. AD says, "Good morning, gents and Mikey." Well, thank you very much.
Good morning, AD. Good morning. That's fantastic. I take it the young Jakester is either A, not up, but I do think he is up because I think B, he's probably playing Cyberpunk 2077, which he got yesterday.
Julian Davis is in. He says, "What Air Force
Julian.
had grey chippies, John?"
Yours.
Yes, the RAF did.
So that one there. So that is this. Yeah, it's a light aircraft grey all over. It is reading upside down. Let me get rid of that window so I can see it. Yeah, so WD-353 of Birmingham University Air Squadron Royal Air Force Volunteer Reserve based at RAF Shrewsbury in 1968. So that's what I'm going for.
Shawbury.
Shawbury. Sorry, it's upside down. Shawbury, yes.
Which is
RAF Shrewsbury.
Which is 15 miles from where I live because I live in Telford.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mr. Mayfield's in. He says, "Morning, one and all."
Morning, Mr. Mayfield.
Morning, John.
Morning, John.
He says, "Morning, Jim." Kieran says, "Morning, everyone." Good morning, Kieran.
Morning, Kieran.
Fifth says, "John, is the Spitfire finished yet?"
Oh, what the hell is wrong with you people? No. Which one? There's a number.
I'm surprised Kerry Ann didn't get in with that.
Yeah, there's still time.
It's the running joke of this channel now, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of them.
Julian says,
that and Gary. Yeah.
Oh, them's fighting words. He says, "John, have you ever been to Telford?"
You know, I have. I have.
Oh dear. Get the jokes out of the way now.
Julian says that Shawbury is now joint helicopter training.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
What about Shrewsbury?
That's just a shithole.
Apologies to any viewers who are from the Shrewsbury area.
Shrewsbury, not Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury.
That's a different area altogether.
While we're at it, apologies to any viewers, full stop.
For being us, really.
We are who we are.
Get that out of the way early too.
So, should we start with the usual and do Gary's bit?
Do it.
Oh, hang on. Gary's just made a comment. Says that Spitfire could have been done by now if we weren't talking.
Oh, she's on form this morning.
Oh yeah.
She is. So yeah, let's do Gary's bit. Gary, John.
I'm on. Hi, Friends of Models for Heroes is an online modelling club that we run to support the aims and efforts of Models for Heroes, a charity set up to provide modelling accessories, kits, to members of the armed forces, veterans, and the emergency services in the UK. We charge £12 a year for adult membership, and it's free for under 18s. This gives you access to our Discord and maybe a few more things as we grow. We're still quite a young club, but we do have 50 plus members, which is nice to see. We meet on Discord every day. We used to be Saturdays and Wednesdays, but every day someone's on Discord. So if you're at your bench and you haven't got a podcast on, or you haven't got a YouTube video playing or music playing, and you just want to maybe chat to someone, because this can be quite an isolated hobby, skip over to Discord, jump into the chat room, and someone will be there. And if there's not anybody there, someone will soon be there, because I'm sure certain members trawl and wait for someone to come in, and then bing, they appear. But yeah, that's it. Friends of Models for Heroes. Just a happy modelling online community. Back to the studio. I beat him this week.
Very good.
I was doing something else.
You weren't listening to me.
Well, while everyone was listening to him, I finished a Spitfire. So thank you very much. It's come up rather well. We'll get to that later on.
Yes.
Meanwhile, John is just going to be sat here for the next 2 hours cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Aren't you lucky?
Taking the piss. Go on, you guys are shit at this.
Harry says, "Love you really."
Yeah.
She also says, "Dad, you sound like you've been gargling gravel. Have I give you my sore throat?"
No, I'm just practicing my Tom Jones.
Yeah, you need more practice.
I should be singing Sex Bomb in a minute.
I think you will be.
Hang
Nothing less.
No, but I have just managed. Just a quick message to number one daughter. I have just managed to upset your mother, because before she came back from walking the dog, made myself a coffee, and Marion came back from walking the dog and brought me up a coffee.
Oh,
so I'm now double coffeed.
Excellent. So you'll have even more energy.
Yeah, it's one time at band camp.
Oh my god. I'm glad.
Are we going to start this kit? Or are we going to mess about all morning?
Yeah, let's do our techie bits. Ready?
Right, okay.
Go.
And
boom shakalaka. Hang on, more on that. It's me.
Oh, it's flying backwards.
Oh, it's a blank, bleak, desolate landscape.
The map's on the other side, sir.
Oh.
Mr. Mayfield says, "John, you've already finished one? You must be slacking. I would have thought 2 was the norm for you to finish in that time."
There's a couple more in the cupboard. Give me time.
No, yes. I have. I'm going to be doing 2 things, hopefully, touch wood, on this kit. And not only am I going to build the kit.
So you're going to be building a model and touching wood at the same time.
That's what she said.
So I'm going to build the model as the guys are, but I'm also going to build. Well, I'm going to paint this World War II Spitfire pilot. And what I'll do is, when I've built it, I'm going to put it on a nice wooden plinth with the model and the pilot next to it. That's the plan.
I'll tell you what. Excellent.
Something a little bit different.
There's nothing quite like creating more work for yourself, is there, Gary?
No, I didn't 3D print that Spitfire pilot. That was a purchase.
Ooh.
So,
having said that, you can now do that.
I could if I wanted to.
Yes.
Oh, lovely ICM
That's
box.
one thing that I think is absolutely brilliant with ICM.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
free after sales service for you.
Okay, your screen's reversed, Mikey.
Again. There you go.
That's better.
Where
It's
did you
now
get
no
that
longer
from?
in Ukrainian.
It was in the bottom of the box.
No, I haven't got one.
I haven't got one.
Well, maybe they don't like you.
Oh, can I just before we start give a shout out to Gary Evans, Gary's stuff for a very well put together interview he did with the managing director of ICM earlier on this week.
Yes.
He joins him live from Kyiv. Yeah, very very good interview that.
Yes, it was.
I'm yet to watch that. I do need to watch it. Ooh, decals.
Yeah, the calls.
Yeah, they look quite nice, actually.
Ooh, we're
Very
starting
glossy.
off with the engine with this one.
Yes.
Ah, now there's a story.
Go on, tell us a story. Old
Well,
man.
I thought I'd be clever because I'd got my new toy, and I thought I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and find a Merlin engine and 3D print a 1/48 scale Merlin engine. So
Yes.
I found a file for a Merlin engine, but it was 1/12. No problem. I run the figures through a scale converter because I'm a bit of a numpty when it comes to maths.
Right.
And I got the figure that I had to scale it to, which I then ran through my program and proceeded to print it out. Now, bear in mind, I only got the printer on Monday. That was the Merlin engine that came out of the printer, which is somewhat too small for the Spitfire. So something's gone wrong in my calculations somewhere.
Sorry, can you show me that again, Gary?
2 seconds. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. Now I
Don't know whether it'll focus on it.
It's small. Yeah. Okay.
No. Anyway, it came out too small. So, but it was a trial and error thing anyway. So I'm going to stick with the kit.
Story of your life, really. Isn't it?
Yeah, story of my life. So well, there we go.
Yes.
So we have some more comments. Well, a couple more anyway. Steve says, "Hello, everyone." Hello, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
And Julian says, "ICM Spitfires are a bit of a squeeze for the engine." Yeah,
Not with that one.
Yeah, just put your little tiny one in instead.
You'd hear that one rattling around.
Yeah,
That did not sound like Steve at all.
That's not the first person I've heard that from, Julian. We'll find out. I've not built one of these. One of their Spitfire kits.
To it.
Right. You probably, some people would be aware. Like recently, well, a few months ago, I built a same scale Spitfire with the full engine of Edward brass in stuff. So it was really detailed. I think I showed it in the other show we did last Monday. And I'm not expecting this to be anywhere near as detailed as that. That was a crazy amount of extra detail. I think it was 54 wires alone, and that sort of stuff. And it was, it was a challenging build, but it looks good, I think. This will have to be simplified to be able to fit in the engine bay, because it's a pretty thick firewall, or cowling, I should say, for the engine. But yeah, I'll find out. I think we'll just adapt and overcome.
Yes.
James
says, "Just picturing a Spitfire 5-pass sounding like a 50cc moped doesn't conjure the same sense of power and all."
That sounded like
Crazy Frog.
Crazy Frog. Yeah.
And that'll start chaos.
Don't start singing. We can't.
Hey,
The algorithms can't take it.
Yeah, I get into trouble. Mikey tells me off. We'll get a strike.
Yeah, I listen. We can't afford the therapy bill for the listeners.
Ooh,
Okay.
got a hell of a seam on it. Has yours got quite a thick seam on
the crankcase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shall have
down the centre there.
Yes, I shall have to run some.
But plastic's not too hard, so it sands quite easily.
Yeah, I'm just scraping it with a knife,
and then he slips and cuts his hand.
My name is not Marley.
So referring to the book of Spitfire,
I've got a book of Spitfire.
These are, let's see. So so just a bit of reading, just a bit of an overview, if you like. So the first engines in Spitfire 1s were the Merlin 3s, 890 horsepower. Then the Merlin 45 were fitted to the Spitfire 5 and 6, which is 1,230 horsepower. So it's a big jump there, almost double. And thirdly, there was a Merlin 61 series with the two-stage supercharger fitted to this one, the Spitfire 9, 11, and 16. So it's 1,450 horsepower. The Merlin 3 was fitted with a single-speed supercharger. In the early days of the war, only 85 octane fuel was available, so the maximum boost pressure obtainable was limited, plus 6 pounds to avoid detonation in the cylinders. The Merlin 45 was developed from the Merlin 3 with a redesigned air intake system and a more efficient supercharger. These and other changes increased the power from 900 horsepower to 1,100 horsepower. At the same time, there's an increase in the available fuel octane value from 85 to 100, and that increased the maximum boost pressure plus 12 pounds, giving 1,230 horsepower for takeoff. The final phase of improvement, I hope I'm not boring you too much, was a Merlin 61 series. These had a two-stage supercharger with an intercooler between the supercharger and the cylinders. This engine had originally been designed for a high-power version of the Wellington, but Ernest Hives, the chief experimental officer at Rolls-Royce, asked, what would happen if we put that engine into a Spitfire? At first, it seemed the difficulties were insurmountable. The new engine was 9 inches longer than the Merlin 45, and there was the added complexity of the additional cooling system and the radiator for the intercooler. However, engineers at Derby completed the design and installation of a new engine in a matter of weeks. There you go.
Right, there will be a test later.
So, John,
Yep.
you know how last series I was sort of like the channel historian?
Yeah.
World War One. Guess what you just dicked yourself to be?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Well, that's probably. Why not? Why not? So these, so this is a Spitfire Mark 9 kit, which means it had the twin stage supercharger. So with aid of a diagram, because I should be able to find one in the book here. I think most people will be familiar with what a Merlin looks like, and if you're not, I'll find one very shortly. There we are. So here's a cutaway. Oof. Big stonking engine. That's the carburetor down the bottom here, at the rear of the engine underneath. It's a supercharger here. So this is an early one, a Merlin 45, so this is a Mark 5 and 6. So single stage supercharger feeding the air up into the top of the cylinders here. And the intake plenum and everything else. Now, these ones had the two-stage supercharger. So these have a longer nose. It's hard to... Just give me a sec.
Yeah. Whilst I do that, I'll go through the chat. Jim says, posted a picture of the 909 B17 on Mikey's Discord last night, John.
I saw that yesterday.
Jim says, good morning, mate, to Steve. And Steve says, hi, Jim. Jim says, morning, John Mayfield. And Jim says, happy Independence Day here in the USA, the busiest time of year for ER and fire departments across America.
Yes, it's
Independence Day. Decided to let civilians have things that go boom.
All right. So the simple diagram. So this is an early Spitfire. This is a Mark 1. So it's got a big square radiator underneath and a smaller oil cooler, which is just a round sort of thing, trying to get the frontal area down. And as I mentioned before, the carburetor's on the bottom, so the air intake for these is a scoop at the back of the engine, underneath there, under the nose. Single stage supercharger in the Mark 1. This is a Mark 9 of the same scale. So if I hold this up and sort of try to get the canopies lined up with each other, the nose on the bottom one is longer than the top one, because it's got a two-stage supercharger, so one chamber feeding the other, and they had to change the nose of the Spitfire to get that in. So if you look at the space between where the back of the exhaust finishes and the cowl stops, compared to that one, it's got more space behind the cylinders there. So they're the main differences in this engine and what makes this one a Mark 9. And also for the additional cooling, they had to provide a bigger intake underneath. So this one had a smaller oil cooler on one wing. This one has the big two square ones, equal size on each wing, additional cooling. That's history for you.
Yeah. What we like on this channel?
Yeah, there won't be a test later, but it is, it is interesting because, people can, if you are into Spitfires, you can sort of rattle off, this mark and that mark and what the differences are, but a lot of it is under the cowls and you don't really see. But these ones were, almost like the final development of the Merlin before they changed over to the Griffin engine, which was the later ones like Mark 12 and everything else. Much bigger engine.
Which went on to power the Shackleton.
Yes, and it span the prop span the other direction, which caught a lot of pilots off guard because it swaying a particular way, veering on takeoff. The new engines were going the other way, and it would be too powerful and too quick, and so I had to really be careful at the early stages. Apparently, I've not flown one, of course.
Just keep an eye out when you're doing these. There's a little bit of flash on this. Be aware of.
These sprues are well labelled.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
and they have big readable numbers, so I quite like that.
Ideal for you older gentlemen.
I knew he'd get a dig in sooner or later.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Mr. Olscott says, on this day in 1863, the Confederate town of Vicksburg, Mississippi, surrenders to Union forces. The 4th of July wouldn't be observed or celebrated in Vicksburg for 81 years. Oh, didn't know that.
There you go.
Tiff says, woohoo, my Wi-Fi is back. I'm totally changing the provider when my contract ends. This one is crap. Yes, we need the reliability from our modmin.
I'm changing provider next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, seeing as the provider... Seeing as the provider I'm with at the moment decided to increase my monthly charge by over 100%.
Wow.
I said goodbye.
Well, when I got my phone, we got Disney Plus on as an extra. I likes watching Disney films. And I was checking my bill the other day, and it turned out for 3 months ago, they upgraded it to Disney Premium without asking me.
Oh, wow.
So they added an extra £15 to my phone bill.
£15 a month, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's making my phone bill £50 a month.
So you went out and proverbially kicked the you-know-what out of Mickey Mouse, did you?
Yeah, pretty much. I also downgraded my data because I didn't need 5 gigs of data because I barely used 2 each month.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's going to save me a bit of money as well. That's always worth keeping an eye on with your phone. If you're not using a lot of data, see how much data you're using. And if you're using significantly less than what you get, then just downgrade it because it'll save you a lot of money. I think it saved me about £10-15 doing that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mr. Mayfield says, John, what's the most expensive Spitfire you've stood next to?
Ooh, gee, that's a tough question. Ooh, I reckon I have a photo of it, and I reckon
Do you want to go on big screen?
why not?
Making
Yeah.
big.
Oop. So this is MH 434. So this is obviously me and Paul, and I think I can't remember his name. I think Graham maybe. This is at Cosford. Oh, sorry, Duxford. On so that guy he's on the Imperial War Museum's YouTube channel talking about Spitfires occasionally, and this aircraft there is I think it's 12 million pounds.
Oh, there's a Fokker behind it as well.
There is, yeah, it's a nice red Fokker.
Not for the
And
first
other
time.
aircraft as well. But yeah, so John was there with us that day. In fact, that's why he knows about it. He was asking the question. And yeah, it was, he was giving us. So what was really nice, and I might as well tell the story. Actually, no, I won't tell the story.
Do you want
I
some
don't want
background music? I could do some background music for you.
no. I just remembered he asked me not to. Yeah, he didn't want to lose his job. He didn't do anything naughty, but he didn't want to, because he didn't ask permission from the supervisors. He asked us not to share that picture online, and I've made him lose his job. So
You just
sorry,
shared
Graham.
it to our millions of viewers all over the world.
It was wonderful because we don't have too many Spitfires in this country. We do, but they're later marks and they're less interesting schemes and stuff like that. Actually, no, there's one in the there's a number of them, but there's one in the Australian War Memorial, but it's all closed up at the moment for refurbishment, and they keep on redesigning and coming up with new plans about how they're going to display them. And I don't think it'll be on display for a couple of years yet.
If any of our viewers have been affected by that photograph that John's just shown, please contact our complaints department at Just Making Conversation.
Yes, do go and check out the podcast, Just Making Conversation. They also have a YouTube channel. Very good.
There are some very, very good modelling podcasts out there, if people don't know already. Just Making Conversation, Plastic Posse, On the Bench, Model Geeks.
The reason why we specifically said Just Making Conversation is because it's run by the chairman and founder of Models for Heroes.
Yes.
And his compadre, James.
Yeah. And it is very funny. It's very, very informative, but done in a very entertaining way.
It is.
Yes. And they do some really good interviews on there.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Far better interviews than what we do. I mean, I only interview you two, but...
Yeah, I haven't done one yet. I've got to, for my Friends of Models for Heroes channel, I'm going to tee up an interview with Malcolm.
Yeah.
Step 3 here is putting on the one bank of cylinders on the central sort of crankcase. But these arrows are, it's not really ideal. I mean, that angle is about right, but the arrows are sort of vague.
I don't think they're that vague. I mean, you slot the sticky out bits into the sticky in bit.
Yeah, but the next one's better because it's showing that the first one already in place, but this one's is pointing in the wrong place. Mind you, I'm not going to disparage ICM's instructions. They saved me. I built a ICM Doina 17, and I could not work out the Edward instructions until I went on to ScaleMates and looked at the ICM version of the same kit. Because Edward had redrawn them and then incorporated a mistake. So if it wasn't for ICM's original ones, I still would be building the thing having no idea.
Well, did you know that ICM actually provide the molds for companies such as Revel and things?
Yeah, Revel rebooks a lot of ICM kits, as do Edward.
Is that right?
That's why. That is why they had the instructions.
Yes.
Okay.
The ICM, awesome. I love ICM kits. So much fun.
I must admit, the ICM kits I've built, I've really enjoyed. They sometimes on their vehicles, and this is not a criticism to ICM. It's more of my disabilities with me fat fingers and one thing another. That there can be many parts to suspensions and such like, and I've got one kit that has gone temporarily back in the box because it was proving to be a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the kinetic one, yes?
Say again?
The kinetic kit you're building?
No. This
Or
was an
an
ICM
ICM
kit. It was the one that they did for the Musaru Cup. The Ural lorry, truck. And I did struggle a little bit with. I've still got it, and I am going to finish building it. But it was taking its toll, shall we say?
Mm.
I will go back to it.
Interesting.
If I get fed up with a kit, I never throw a kit away. Oh
Nah, you never surrender.
no!
Steve says, no mobile phone here, so I don't have to put up with that crap.
Oh God, I wish I could have no mobile phone. Trouble is, if you're falling into the trap, you're there, aren't you?
Yeah. Having said that, I am quite adept at just leaving my phone lying around now. Like when I'm doing modeling and bench, I've got it's supposed to be like a holder that's stuck to the wall, and it's supposed to be for like TV remotes and things like that.
Right.
But I don't use it for that, so I just put my phone in it when I'm modeling, and I forget all about it. And then Kay rings me, and then rings me again, and then rings me again, and then comes to the door and goes, "Why are you not answering your phone?"
And comes in the door and batters you.
Oh, I would never accuse her of doing such things. She's absolutely lovely.
She is. I didn't mean to insinuate anything there. I don't want to come in around here and
be very careful online. Modmin's in the house.
Yeah, she just said.
No, she's just popped into the back room.
Oh, is she?
On StreamYard, I mean.
In the green room.
She's in the pantry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we say hello to Modmin?
Hello,
Let's do
Modmin.
that.
Hello, Modmin. Bye-bye, Modmin.
She's muted anyway. Right, so.
Hang on.
I take it you were talking about when you were talking about the misinformation, shall we say, and that's probably too strong a word, so don't quote me on that. Were you talking about stage 3?
Yes.
Yes, because it seems to show it at the opposite angle that it should be at.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, the arrows aren't, the angle of the part going on to the crankcase are fine, but the arrows should be over to the left a bit more.
Yeah. So it actually it actually sits like that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finding there's tabs at the bottom of the cylinder banks. I'm cutting mine flush, and to get them to sit.
Yeah, there's some flash in the receptacle area, shall we say?
Yeah. But, it's not bad.
We can't get it in there, so as she said. Oh, I'm loving doing an aeroplane.
Yes.
This is Mikey out of his comfort zone this time.
Yeah. It's all right. We're going to properly put Gary out of his comfort zone in a couple of series.
So, we'll talk about that.
We've got some really interesting series to coming up.
Yeah. Let's push Gary over the edge.
And stroke 2, 3, 4. Stroke 2.
It'll be stroke number 3.
And in our next series, Gary reports from A&E. If they still have one by then in Salford.
Yeah, well, we won't have one by then, unless it all changes today. Even then, I don't know. I think it might be too late.
Who knows? Politicians do what politicians do.
And the problem is they're closing our A&E and transfer, and everyone will have to go to the one that was on dispatches the other day.
Oh.
Sorry, what's A&E?
Accident and emergency.
Oh,
basically when Gary has too vigorous a fiddle, he has to go to hospital because his head explodes.
Oh.
Can I just say, for the record, this year the current Mrs. Morris has been the most attendee at A&E.
Good. I don't know how to respond to that.
I like the fact that you think that's a good thing.
Bless her. She's at the hospital tomorrow having a 72-hour heart monitor fitted.
Okay. I hope all that goes well.
Yeah, so do I, because who's going to cook me tea?
37.
Who's going to take care of me?
Yes.
I am a poor, defenseless old man.
Nothing's changed much, but the ironing's mounting up.
Oh dear, Gary.
Yes. Well, never mind, eh? I got a bit ahead of myself. I've done it again, boys.
Oh no!
What have you done?
I've got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I did one side of the engine and thought, oh, yeah, just do the other side. So the next step was to build the other side, and then there was a step between building it and installing it that I completely missed out. So I've now got to remove one side, which I've done. I'm back on track.
Also, have you noticed on the top of the crankcase, there's actually a slight curve as well, which is why the cylinder heads don't join up properly. But you can sand it down; they'll join up.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I just shaved mine flat.
Yeah.
Got his lady shave out and shaved it flat.
Yeah, the one he used to shave the manliness off his face.
Right.
Kerry says, "Dad, I'm telling Mum everything you just said." Ooh.
I don't think I said anything bad.
Black Hat Scale Models is in. Good evening,
good
chap.
morning. Good morning,
very
Black Hat Scale Models. Well, thank you for joining us.
Or rather, good evening, as he's in Australia.
Oh, good evening. Sorry.
Tiff says, "Hello, Kerry." Kerry says, "Hi, Tiff."
Oh, God.
And Tiff says, "Oh, that comment worked."
Yeah, all right. No,
You know, if you unmute yourself, Tiff, you can actually talk to us as well. Clever.
He probably doesn't want to.
I can't say I blame her. It's us three. Oh, there you go. She's unmuted herself now. Good morning, Modmin.
Right, so. Oh, that's very cheeky, isn't it? Chicken.
Chicken.
So I've got one more bit of
Right, hang on.
well, related history, if you don't mind.
No,
Go on then.
fill your boots.
All right. So you've probably heard that the Spitfire was developed from that aircraft there, which is a Supermarine S6B, which is a Schneider Cup Trophy winner,
Yes.
Yeah.
1927. In a way, yes, but in a way, no. So, for instance, its original engine in the S4 and the S5 was a W12, so 3 banks of 4 cylinders. So it's a W12. You could only see 2 of the banks there. There's another one over the other side here. And that had a pretty good power output. I'm just trying to find a chart. So over the years that it developed from that roundabout 1200 brake horsepower. By the end of its development cycle, it was up to 2,800. So it pretty much more than doubled in a couple of years, which is phenomenal. But then they replaced it with this one. Rolls-Royce came along and said, we wanted to develop an engine. It'll be larger and have more power. But the main reason they went for this one is it was more streamlined. So there's a chart here showing 3 successive Schneider Cup Trophy aircraft and the frontal area of the engine and related to the fuselage. And you can see the amount of space there. A lot of the effort for developing the S6 was mounting the accessories in a way that it wasn't going to be sticking out as wide as the Napier Lion engines. So you can see there's bugger all space around that compared to these ones. So that was a big change. And because they were able to do that, so the power then of the Napier Lion was running out of steam. So they were, you could only develop an engine so much and develop a certain amount of power. So they got up to 1,300 brake horsepower. Then they brought in the Rolls-Royce Type R, and very soon they're up to 2,800. So again, it doubled the output that was originally doubled for the Napier Lion. So that then the Type R was developed into the Eagle, which was developed into the Merlin.
Napier also made marine engines, but they also made that one of their marine engines ended up being the engine for the Class 55 locomotive, otherwise known as the Baltic.
Yes, you're right. So this, again, the Type R, and this is the carburetor intake supercharger pressurization system at the back of it. So it's very similar to what was later the Merlin.
Yeah.
So again, trivia for you. I find it interesting.
One thing I do like about ICM kits is they're really careful to make sure that pretty much all the injection marks are on the places where you're not going to see them. They're almost never on the outside of a piece.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed that?
I hadn't. Well, maybe I had, but I see what you mean. Yeah, no, you're right. I do. Their plastic has a really good feel to it too.
Think about the modeler.
They're models made by modelers, aren't they?
Well, so Airfix.
Certainly, which is the way Airfix have gone now. They are models, models made by modelers. So.
And they may earn my custom yet by doing that.
Oh, we'll have you building more planes.
In fact, with what's coming up next year, they will get your custom.
Yeah. Tiffany says, tackle a Tiger tank Thursday. Oh, you're working on a Tiger, are you, Tiff? Excellent.
Not a tongue twister at all.
No. I managed it quite well, I think.
Very well.
Gary Stuff is in. Morning, chaps. Good morning, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
We're just getting all the celebrities in today, aren't we?
Well, we had 3 to start with.
Speak for yourself.
Ooh.
Mr. Fighter Jet.
Yeah.
Now we pronounce it Fighter Jet.
Yeah.
Fighter
Jet.
I thought you pronounced it
Oh, Had you heard the story that how jets were originally developed by Frank Whittle?
Yes.
Sir Frank Whittle.
So he had spent time in Brisbane, Australia, and when he went back home at the start of the Second World War, he found he was missing the high-pitched whine of the Australian accent. So he made a machine to replicate it. So he would just turn it on and go, "Aww," and it shot out the side of his workshop, and he thought, "Oh crap, I might be onto something here." So he developed it a little bit.
This says, "Good morning, Gary." And Gary says, "I liked your video about HMS Victory, John."
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
John
you.
just had
You're
a
probably
fanboy
You're probably my first viewer, in fact. I've only just loaded that one.
Oh, he'll never
That's
shut
like
up now. My first viewer was Gary from Gary's stuff.
Yeah. Fanboy.
I'm so pleased you've got your video.
Yeah.
My second YouTube video, yeah.
How many
It just-
subscribers
I mean-
you got now?
Oh, 1? 2 now. Me and
There you
Gary. I
I'm
don't know.
subscribed as well.
I could check, but I don't know. I don't really care about
No.
such things as viewer numbers. Yeah, so that did take a while to get around to, just because it's such a large box. I had to move everything out of the way to get to it. But where are we? What have I got? View channel. Oh, 69 subscribers.
What a good number.
There you go. I don't know what you mean.
A42. Where's that?
How many's on
Hey, you're
Echo
not far
M4H?
behind us. I think I can check on my
damn.
phone. Hang on. I'll tell you.
You
Friends
can
of Models for
indeed.
Heroes currently have
We didn't say anything.
79 subscribers.
Ooh. Excellent.
And I've got to find some content to put up this week. So,
Of course, do make sure to go and follow both of those YouTube channels.
and
And
of
follow
course there's
Gary stuff and Black Cat Models as well.
and
Oh, yes, please.
Bearded Veteran Creates.
142.
Well, if they're watching this, then they probably already are.
Well, they might not be following. They might not have subscribed.
True. It'd be nice if they would, if they did.
And somebody could be watching this in, say, 5 years' time.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah,
know.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Nor do I.
Let's see if we can get up to 400 subscribers. I'm
What,
on
on-
389 at the minute.
Oh, I was going to say, Christ, how am I going to get from 79 to 400 in 2 hours? Sorry, even 1 hour.
Have you thought about
Please.
flashing that pasty white arse of
Say,
yours, Gary?
Do you want me to go and change into me mankini?
So
Yeah.
Gary says, 50,
Oh,
good
I see.
morning. 80 says, good morning, Gary. I think he means Gary Evans, not you.
I think he does.
Yeah, because he's already
Why
said
would
hello
he
to
say
us.
good morning to me?
I don't know.
And if he says good morning to me, he normally says, Mr. Morris, good morning.
Possibly because you always call him Otis.
I haven't called him that today.
Jim says, I'm off to my 4th of July 50 miles bicycle ride. Wish me luck. May God grant that I come back alive. Yeah, good
Wonderful.
luck.
Good luck,
50
Jim.
miles.
And thank you for the War of Independence, because that led to Australia being settled as a prison camp. So thank you.
Yeah, without Americans doing that, John would not exist.
Well, I would.
He would. He'd just been a Welsh form or something.
Maybe. Still an asshole.
Mr. Evans says,
Yeah.
met him at Telford, you know.
Amazing.
So, John, have you been to Telford then?
Trying to remember. I've been everywhere, man. I don't know.
The joke that never stops being funny.
You know what? Does it though?
Kay's decided that I'm going to Telford this year.
I'll
Good.
do it.
So I've got to try and get up early enough and then drive down there.
You've got to get there early.
Yeah.
Are you an IPMS member?
Yes.
You can get in
And
at
Kay's
9.
my carer.
You can get in at 9 and she can get in for nothing.
Yeah. IPMS get in for free anyway, don't they?
They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, you get him. Yeah, you'll get him for nothing, and Kay as your carer will get him for nothing as well.
Excellent. I can't wait to meet everyone. It's going to be well nice.
Yeah, we've never actually met face to face, have we, Mikey?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you're only about 50 miles away from me, and then John's
I'm only
the
about
other
an hour's drive.
John's the other side of the world.
What we'll have to do is you might have to come up here for a weekend or something like that. Weekend away.
Yeah.
Or we'll go out and have a few beers or something.
Oh dear. Yeah.
This would be funny.
You
know,
coming together.
Interrupting little sod. Go on. Why are you joking? Go on. Come on, John.
So me. For an outside viewer, somebody else at Telford, if you two finally meet, but they'd think, look at that, cousin, it's hanging out with a potato.
Cousin it, Mr. Potato Head.
You're just sore you're not going to be there.
Oh, I'm not going to be there.
That would have been awesome, wouldn't it? We could have had the three veterans together.
Going around playing the music to ourselves.
If
We could have done a show at Telford.
Sir John to come across to Telford and get permission from Mrs. John.
Oh, God, I'm having trouble holding this thing. Right.
That's what.
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be there this year.
Tiff says you have 3 views, John. One through the window, one through the bathroom, and one through the spy camera.
Yeah. I look, apparently I've been told with my white hair I look really good through the CCTV video in black and white. Apparently I'm
look
quite
like
easy
a
to focus
ghost.
on. Yeah.
They think that the image is in thermal.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Gary says, Jim, happy 4th of July, dude. And Adi says, how are you doing, Gary? Jim says, have a great day to all in chat. See you tomorrow, Mikey. Albatross. Good to see you tomorrow, Jim. Thank you for joining us, buddy.
Cheers, Jim. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, have a good ride, mate.
Yeah. Mate, don't forget to get your inflatable seat cushion afterwards. Because you're going to need it. Oh, hang on.
This
jumped ahead. Right.
This intake plenum's a bit awkward, aren't they?
Say again, what, John?
The intake plenum, the stuff that's going in between the banks of cylinders.
I'm on this bit now with the. Is that the bit you're talking about?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, mine appears to be.
So you're step 8.
Correct.
Right.
And I appear to be have a longer. Yes, the actual.
So
this is
chop off these locators.
Yes. Interesting. It's slightly longer than the actual.
Let's catch up on chat because it's getting quite busy. Kieran says, have a great day, Jim. Jim says, Gary stuff. Thank you, Mr. Evans. And Gary says, AD, living the dream, mate. Excellent. Tiffany has put FOMOH channel up. Do go and subscribe and watch some of the videos. He's worked very hard on it.
Yeah,
he is
please do.
still learning. Well, we're all still learning.
Oh,
He's very
always
learny.
be learning.
Life has become.
Doing very well. For someone who's
Right, I'm
took
a
it
little
up in
bit-
their 60s, he's doing very well.
See, once again, he gets age into it.
But you
I
are
need
in
to
your
skip
60s
ahead and
now.
look at this. I know. I just don't need bloody reminding. Okay. I'm
Tiff's also
20.
got off the.
I'm 20 with 40 years experience.
Tiff says I should put John's channel up. Do go follow that as well.
Right, I've got an issue.
Hopefully one day he'll put the better looking Marley on there.
Oh yeah, he'll be there.
Black Hat says offer beer, that helps. Well, that's true. Yes, it certainly does.
I should get a beer.
Tiff's put Black Hat's YouTube up as well. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Do go and follow
Very
that.
good stuff.
And she's put Gary's YouTube up, as in Mr. Evans. Do go and follow that. Is excellent. Well, both of them are excellent, really.
Well, Modman's excellent at research, it seems.
Yes, she's very quick.
Yeah, but
Lady says, happy Traitors Day, Jim.
Googling all these other channels, it means he doesn't have to watch this tribe, or she. So well done, Modman.
You're supposed to actually be positive about this, you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. You're supposed to actually want to, make people want to watch it.
Right. Right.
Black Hat says, thank you, Tiff. And Gary Stuff says, see you there for a beer, buddy. Absolutely, mate. You certainly will. Me and Gary decided we've got to have a beer and a natter.
Yeah.
Modders, can
good.
you put a link up to Gary's channel, please, if you haven't done it already?
Yes, she has.
Oh, she has. Okay, sorry. I was fighting with this engine.
You're just not paying attention, are you?
Well, no,
So
But
before
I'll-
Gary had any idea who I was or whatever, I messaged him to say, hey, I'm going to Telford. I'd like to meet up for a beer. And, we spent, he was very gracious with his time. He spent a fair bit of time, not only talking to Paul and myself, but hanging out with the Models for Heroes, gentlemen volunteers, beneficiaries and everything else. But we never did get that beer. And as Gary will remind everybody...
That's because you completely missed the bar, apparently.
Completely, missed the point of a bar was, we're living about 50 feet from where we were as a base.
I actually believe at one stage when you were talking to Mr. Flory, you were stood in front of the bar and still didn't notice it was there.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was too busy. Oh, fanboying. Oh. Probably not.
You do that a lot, don't you, John?
But no, I do watch a fair bit of modelling content on YouTube and stuff, and I wouldn't say I'm friends with everybody, but these people, there's a number of them which I feel, you'd understand this. There's people you probably haven't met yet, and you think, I reckon we'd be mates, him and I, or her and I, if we met, sort of thing, or spent time together.
Well, the cool thing is with Gary Evans is he's on. Not only is he on the FOM4H Discord, so he joins on a Saturday and a Wednesday anyway, but he's also on my server, I think, as well. So we get to chat to him quite a lot, and we have ended up all being mates. So.
Oh, bugger! I'll put these.
Which is cool. Speaking of which, Modmin, can you put a link up to my Discord server, please? If anyone wants to join it, they are more than welcome to.
I've put these two intake things backwards. I've got them
no
all
problem with
pointing.
Black Hat.
All my little four things are pointing in one direction. I need to turn them around so I can break them. Warts and all sorts of errors here.
Oh, I'm on to stage 9.
9?
Well, slow down.
Listen, I've just been fighting with these silly little... I don't know what they are.
Black Hat says, I'm watching your video, John, whilst watching this live stream.
Oh, thank you.
That's multitasking.
It is.
You'll be giving us a bad name.
Gary Evans says, John, you're a proper mate. And I'm assuming that means he's trying to say cobber. rather than coma.
Well, coma. Oh, I've been there too.
And that is the link to my Discord server where we just have a natter. We put pictures up of stuff we've been working on. Yeah. If you want to join, feel free. Yep.
Right, get on there.
So, I just found out last night that the current Mrs. Morris is on grandmother duties Friday night.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, I have options for Friday night. Do I, 1, catch up on a load of back episodes of Justified? 2, sit on my PlayStation 5 playing Days Gone or Fallout 76? Or 3, sit up here and play around with my 3D printer?
I would suggest there's a fourth option.
Oh, God, here we go.
I would suggest, since you're running the live stream on Monday, that you use it as an opportunity to practice doing live streams.
So is that a backhanded compliment saying you should be better?
No, not at all.
Well,
It's just we've never used StreamYard before.
Ah.
What, just do a private stream to myself, like?
No, either that or do like a mini stream just on your channel. On the channel.
You could do.
Well, whilst you're working on a model or something.
You could do, couldn't I?
Yeah, because you got, what, 70 odd, 80 odd, 79 subscribers now?
Yeah, 79.
Yeah, so why not?
Quite up there in the higher echelons as you and Mr. Evans.
Oh, I'm nowhere near Mr. Evans. I just happened to post a training video that people kind of liked.
Not kind of liked. I've said before, I think your content is wonderfully polished, very informative, and absolutely worth watching.
Your history stuff is very good. Very good. Your models are shut. No.
Well, yeah, I don't.
No, I'm only joking. The history side of it is well researched and well presented. Oh, that's a bit of resin there. How did that get there?
Thank you.
And your model making. I mean, your diorama stuff blows me away.
Oh, thank you, dude.
I mean, Christ, you even did a diorama of a shithouse. I mean,
yeah. Speaking of which, have people actually seen that? Because I can put it up on Facebook if people want to see my shithouse.
I can't believe, complete with
toilet roll, a newspaper.
Yeah. So, no, it's very, very impressive. And
I had a lot of fun doing that.
And on Monday's stream, I was working on the farmhouse. You already know this, actually, Mikey, because I was showing Kay yesterday. And I managed to get 2 of the walls glued on. Well, one of them's fallen off already. I'm going to have to invest in some wood glue and not PVA glue, because according to Mr. Connolly, the wood glue would be better.
Yep.
But hey, nothing to worry about.
Struggling with the Tamiya White. It's good glue. I like it a lot, but the brush is just way too wide. So I'm switching over to the level contactor stuff.
Now, I was at Armed Forces Day in Telford on Sunday, and we were doing a modelling session in a gazebo with Models for Heroes with a group I run. And do you know what? One of the guys is building the old. He's got both kits. He was doing the old Airfix 172nd Vulcan.
Oh yes.
And I don't know whether it was the weather or whatever. He could not get Tamiya Extra Thin to work on that model.
Some plastics it won't work on.
It would not work, and he found some contact here, like you've got there, John. And no matter what we did, we could not get that to come out the tube.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean this stuff?
Yeah. We even did the lighter trick on the metal barrel thing.
Yeah, still no good.
That's normally what happens, and it was just like bizarre.
Yeah. Anyway, so here is the diorama of a shitter.
Big screen, big screen.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
hang on. Oh, never mind. Facebook's gone crazy. Yeah.
Cause it's crazy.
Wow. Let's go. Where were we? StreamYard's gone crazy. There you go. Right. Gary Evans says bleeding predictive ticks. I mean predictive text. Steve says, or play a good PS5 game like The Witcher 3 or Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I've got The Witcher 3. I because I subscribe to PlayStation Plus, I can get Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I never played it. So I don't know. Is it good?
I've not played it. I've not played either. I know Witcher 3 is highly regarded by, I think, Hex, an Australian thing, as one of the best games ever. Yeah. So I've not played it.
It's amazing.
I'm not really into that sort of game.
I wasn't, because I started playing PlayStation to stop myself falling asleep in the afternoons as a result of my strokes. Because sometimes I sat on the bench, I get a bit tired at the bench, so I go downstairs, sit in a comfy chair, and if I don't do something, I will nod off and I'll sleep all afternoon. So I started playing. I got given by a very kind cousin a PlayStation 4 when he upgraded to a PlayStation 5. So I started playing the games then, with the Skyrim thing and all that sort of thing, and loved it. And then when it died a death, PlayStation 4, I invested in a PlayStation 5.
Right. Okay, that's step 8. I only have a 4. I haven't bought one. It's my son Tom's. But he doesn't really play it. He's got his Xbox in his room and he never comes out, but
Yeah, Jake plays the Xbox and the PC, and he has got access to he's got a PlayStation 4 as well.
Kay got me a PlayStation 4 when they first came out, but I don't play it very much.
Don't you play Train Sim on it?
Yeah, Train Sim, Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed.
Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, very good games. The early ones were better than.
Oh yeah.
Although I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, and thoroughly enjoyed the games.
Yeah. I wasn't too keen on Valhalla though. I'm not really keen the way they've gone with it. I prefer the earlier ones.
And the other games I liked were the re-release or the modern versions of the Tomb Raider games.
I tell you what I do like, the books of Assassin's Creed series.
Okay. I've never read the books.
They're really, really good. They fill in a lot of the blanks in the stories. They explain they explain how they got from one thing to another in the story and why the character does certain things and stuff. Cool. Gary Stuff says, Bearded Veteran Creator, your review of the FWD truck was excellent. Thank you very much, Gary. I really appreciate it. I do enjoy doing the reviews more than I didn't enjoy doing the model building videos. I find them a lot less stressful. It's going crazy again. I think Modmin's playing with it. Playing with the chat. Black Hat says, if that toilet Dio was in Australia, it would have a redback spider on the seat.
Yeah.
It would be a dunny, wouldn't it? It would be a dunny.
It would.
Yeah. Thunderbox.
Don't want a dunny spider.
I had a friend in school called Daniel, and he was a bit of an ass. So I used to call him Dunny to wind him up.
Mm-hmm.
Said Danny. Mr. M says, by the way, everyone in the UK, make sure you go and vote today. Even if you spoil the paper, it'll be counted. Don't go and they'll think you just can't be asked.
Yep.
Yeah. And that'll be classed as consenting.
I voted.
As a class as a what? Was that last thing you said, Mikey?
They'll consider it as just you're happy to support whoever gets in.
Oh.
Steve T says, already voted by post since I have no photo ID. Yeah, that's been lost then because thousands of postal votes have gone missing.
Have they?
Steve says, Kingdom. Sorry, go on.
We've got a thing, obviously, informal votes here. If you don't mark clearly, you don't stay in the boxes. 1, 2, 3, number them. However, it's simply an informal vote. So, they have scrutineers from both parties or all the major parties and just going through making sure that they are clearly legible because otherwise they don't get counted. Does that happen in the
UK? Each one's checked individually.
Yeah.
When they're doing the counting. So any that are spoiled, even if you write none of the above on it or something like that, then it's considered a spoiled vote. So that goes into their own pile.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
John,
if you're not happy with any of the parties, you can always vote for your local independents as well, because they're the ones that are most likely to actually care about your community.
Well, that's the whole point with politicians. First and foremost, they should be there for the people that elected them. Anyway, Gary, you're going to ask me something?
Yeah, John, part 10.
Yes.
A35 goes on to A36, and then goes on to the part you built in part 9.
Yes.
I've done that, and it looks a bit wonky to me. It's not going to focus on it, is it? So I can get it to stay.
Can I just go through the chat, guys?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Steve says, Kingdom Come Deliverance is one of the best RPGs I've played in decades. But you don't start as a superhero. You're a blacksmith's son, and it takes time to learn things. I have 268 hours on it.
Wow. Thanks, Steve. That's the sort of game that's right up my Strasser. So I will have a look at that. Thank you.
Tiff says, I love my PS4. I do. I've got mine plugged up to my projector in the living room that I watch films on and stuff. I don't know. I just can't. I don't know whether it's because the sofa we've got, it's an electric recliner thing. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really comfy and it's really easy to fall asleep in.
No, but thanks for the heads up, Steve. I will have a look at that later.
Yeah. So the only Assassin's Creed one I played the first one when it first came out, but the only one I've played and completed, in fact, I'm just about to do it twice, is Unity, which is the French Revolution one. I really enjoyed that because it's not all historically accurate, but it's not far off.
A lot of people don't like the one that came out at the same time, which is the Victorian England one, but I love that one.
Yeah,
I played that one.
Yeah,
and
I've given it a go, but I met Charles Dickens down the street one day, and I thought that was fantastic. I need to play that more. But I'm getting stuck really playing Fallout 76.
I love that way of doing it. even Assassin's Creed Origins, that I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah.
But the way of playing Valhalla, it's not as good.
So so step 10. How are you getting on, Gary?
Yeah.
You mentioned.
I'm just. I've attached the. I think it's actually in focus there, even though it's very small. This part here, I've attached to this, but there's an overhang at the bottom.
Okay, what I think I'm going to be doing is cutting away the lower, the rectangular guide post.
Right, I'm with you. Yeah, because it then looks to me like it's slightly off center.
Yeah, it does. It does hang off the bottom, but the top line's up. So I'm gonna slice away the bottom one. Just.
Tip says Assassin's Creed has gone back to the original way of playing. The new one is great. Awesome.
Is this the one set in Japan?
Oh yeah, I want to see that one.
Because I think one of the big comments about Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins, although I loved Odyssey because it was Greece, and I'm a massive fan of ancient Greece and Greece in general. They weren't assassiny enough.
Okay.
Yeah. You're more mercenary than anything else.
Or are you talking about Mirage, Tiff? The new one looks good. The new red, is it?
I do like the fact that they've started giving you like a hawk and things, so that basically it acts like a drone.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Look at this modelling channel here. We are talking computer games.
Get on with it.
I had a free trial of Cyberpunk 2077, which is the one that Jake's got. But I'm not so sure about it. Wasn't quite my cup of tea.
I've not played it.
Quite wacky in places, but there you go.
Surprised you haven't had anyone complain about the fact we talk about computer games.
Yeah, well. And this week's
dear, sad. Never mind.
Yes. And I do believe it says in the title we talk
about what we want.
What we want, yeah.
Whatever comes up in conversation.
Conversation. All these things stop me from going la la.
Yes. Steve says, I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Cassandra was cool. I have Valhalla and I love it. Set here in the UK, but it's a bit boring.
Yeah. I must admit, I couldn't play Assassin's Creed Odyssey as the bloke. I have to play as Cassandra. Because the character is so much, I don't know, there's so much depth to it.
I've never played it as Cassandra.
Good.
I played it as Bayek.
What? Odyssey?
Yeah.
You played it as Bayek?
Oh, no, it's Origins, isn't it?
Origins.
Yeah. The backstory to that is brilliant. The reason why he ended up becoming an assassin and things. Black Hat says you don't have compulsory voting in the UK. No, that would be undemocratic. Part of democracy is you have the right not to vote if you don't want to.
Right.
Tiffany, I have over 300 hours in Odyssey and still not finished it. Yeah, that's one of the things I do love about Assassin's Creed games is, especially, I think it's ever since they did the Victorian one, you never end it. Not the Victorian one, the Edward Kenway ones, where they're in America.
Oh, okay.
You basically never finish it. Because even when you've completed all missions, you can still go and do other stuff. Kieran says, I have way too many hours logged on Destiny 2 on PlayStation. Oh, yeah, I used to really enjoy Destiny 2. Then I got to a bit I couldn't get past, and I've not played it since. Might play that again at some point. Don't own. Gary Evans says, "Don't own a PlayStation, anything, or don't own a PlayStation, anything, and don't play games, despite my nephew being a games designer." I didn't even realize Gary had dropped out.
Yeah, neither had I. I was chatting away to myself. I thought, that's funny. I can't hear that music.
Who's playing with my StreamYard? Tiff says Feudal Japan 1 isn't out yet. It's Assassin's Creed Mirage. Which one's Mirage then? Because the last one was Valhalla.
Mirage is
yeah.
Baghdad. It was supposed to be a DLC originally for Valhalla, but then they decided to make it a full game. I don't think it's a particularly long game.
Yeah. Do you know, the one I think they've really missed an opportunity on was, do you remember during the Victorian one, they did, you could go through a time slip into the First World War?
Oh, no.
And I thought that one was really good.
Oh, yeah, they did that in Unity, the French Revolution one as well.
Yeah. I thought that was brilliant. I really enjoyed the First World War bit.
Well, that's your thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you also had firearms and things as well.
Right,
so you could snipe people and stuff.
So this part, I'm on part 12, and A14 on mine will not fit into the desired receptacle area of the bit you've made in part 11. I've got to make the hole bigger.
So I'm finding I'm chopping off most locators. For instance, when I'm not there yet, but step 14, we're going to be putting a supercharger onto the back of the engine block. And that hole where it goes on, which is the plenum in the center of the two banks of cylinders. There's absolutely no way that bit at the bottom of the supercharger is going to fit on that unless you drill out that hole. So yeah, this is not one of their more recent kits.
Glory kit.
But
it doesn't exactly paint them with glory.
Yeah, well, all I'm doing is, the instructions are very clear, showing me where everything goes. If I cut off the locators and just glue them, then everything's fitting rather well so far.
Kieran says, no, voting is not compulsory here. And then Black Hat says, we have the right not to vote, but the government's fine us for taking that option. Got to love that anyway.
That's right.
So
we enlist or enroll with the God, I can't remember the bloody name of them. Basically you enroll to vote, and then if you don't vote, you cop a fine for not turning up or not putting a postal vote.
Yeah. But, see, in the UK, you have the right not. There's a load of rules about the fact that you have the right not to vote, and if you do vote, you have the right to not be. They're not allowed to campaign within the grounds of the vote polling station and things like that.
That's the same, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't get fined if we don't do it. Because, that'd be a bit unfair.
You can get fined if you're not on the electoral register, though, can't you? You have to be on the electoral register.
No, you don't.
Yes.
I think you do.
No, you don't have to be on the electoral register, only if you want to vote.
Yeah,
in fact,
once you're on. Yeah.
If you can actually, when you make your phone X directory.
Yeah.
Your mobile phone X directory, you can actually ask them to not put you on the electoral register as well.
You're right. I thought you had to be.
No.
Learning has taken place.
My view is if you choose not to vote, then you get the
What you deserve.
you get the election result you deserve.
Steve says, I follow a simple rule. First person games I play are male, and third person games I play as a female, as they are much nicer on the eye.
Okay.
Makes sense. Stephanie, stop playing with it. This says Mirage is basically a remake of the older ones. Cool. Yeah, because they were based in the Middle East, weren't they?
Yeah.
Gary says, think attending a polling station or using postal method should be compulsory, but with a none of the above as an option. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way of doing it.
Then you'd have to, if you disagree with the above, you're going to have to put in another option, I'd imagine.
Yeah, none of the above. Or you can just spoil the vote.
So, Australian Parliament today, we had a couple of concurrent protests. So we had some people climb up on the roof near the front of it and call out slogans like, the Australian government has blood on its hands. I'm just reporting the news. Yeah, Australian government has blood on their...
get you trouble on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
If you're not an official news channel.
All right.
Just be careful. Anything controversial. Not
controversial.
Not to us, because we all agree. But it's anything they consider controversial.
So, last night was the midwinter ball for Parliament House. So they all then packed up and went home. They're on a 5-week break. So all the protesters turned up the day after all the politicians left. And it's sort of weird. I reckon, I reckon today would have been the day to burn the whole house down. Wouldn't have killed any politicians, but whatever.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah. Rodmin says, I'm not registered to vote, and I've not had a fine.
Okay. I obviously was wrong.
It's like a lot of people think you got to have the TV license, but you don't as long as you don't watch and record live
TV.
No, it's not. It's nothing to do with the equipment. You can have aerials and everything. As long as you're not watching and recording live TV or BBC iPlayer, you don't need a TV license.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have licenses here, but everybody's tax money goes towards ABC, SBS, and public radio.
Yeah. That's one of the things they're considering here. But to be honest, I think they should just get rid of it because we don't need a state-funded broadcaster. Really? Because nobody watches. Not many people watch TV anymore.
No, but BBC documentaries alone, I think, are world class, and I think it's money well spent.
But the thing is, what you got to remember, John, is BBC documentaries aren't made by the BBC; they're made by BBC Studios, which is a company, not the broadcaster.
Okay.
What they did is to get around the not being able to sell stuff is not be able to sell content that they make. Was they set up a separate company called BBC Studios that can make content and sell it all over the world to make more money. Yeah, they probably make about the same amount of money as they get from a TV license from doing that.
Okay.
Gary Evans says, if none of the above wins, then all parties have to field new candidates. Yeah, I like that idea.
Right, we never have a government at all, though.
Well, we proved a couple of years ago we don't need one. There was I think 2010 or so, there's an election result for 38 days. Neither party or nobody had won the election, and everything functioned perfectly well without any politicians at all. But then we went and found some, and it's been crap ever since.
Which way do they go?
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, these aren't fitting at all. Oh,
Next. Thank you. Black Hat says, imagine the chaos if none of the above option was the majority.
Hmm.
The problem we've got in the UK is people only vote for one or two parties because they've got it in. Because of this generational thing where traditionally certain demographics always voted for one party. We're still trying to get away from that generational thing of doing that. But I think now people are starting to be more open to other parties, which is a good thing because it keeps keeps the other parties on their toes. Then instead of taking voters for granted.
At the end of the day, I don't trust any of them. So
nope.
No.
But there you go. Right, let's talk about something else because I'm bored of
Please.
politics. I'm sick of politics.
Modmin says, "Oh shoot! I didn't realise I needed a mini drill." Gary Evans says, "Vote Gary. Vote Gary stuff."
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Gary for president.
Yeah. El Presidente.
El Presidente.
Sí, arriba. He also says the country is run by the civil service. Watch, yes, Minister. It absolutely is, and that's what causes a lot of the problems, apparently.
Yeah.
Because when governments try and do, like when the Conservatives were trying to do different things to try and, fulfill their election promises, I think the civil service would actually stop it and wouldn't do the paperwork for it and things like that. Because a lot of them didn't want the Conservatives to do what they were doing, which is thoroughly undemocratic. Steve says, "Can't believe this. It could be this cold in July. Just had to get into my sleeping bag. My legs are cold."
It's stupid, isn't it? I've never known it be so cold this time of year.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's been quite wet here lately. I wouldn't say people are complaining about the cold.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but you are in your winter, aren't you? We're in our Higgins summer.
We're right in the midst of our winter. So, I think I'm getting the weather that I'm expecting. I'm not complaining. I think other people are, but.
And to be fair, John, you get scorching hot weather the rest of the year anyway.
Yeah, it's not scorching hot. It's quite delicious. So, but it's different. I know that your houses are different and can't cope with, say, 27 degrees.
No, because we're all so well insulated for the winter.
You turn your heaters up way too much. You can't even sit in a pub. Oh, I love your pubs, though. I love the idea that you could have dogs in pubs. It's not a thing we tend to have allowed here.
Oh, me and my dad, when I was living with my dad, we used to always take on the Sunday night, because it was quiet in the pub, we used to take our dog and sit in the pub and sit with the landlady and everything, have a natter, and have a cigarette by the fire and things. And I can say that now because the pub's been demolished since. So the landlady can't get in trouble.
First of all, Paul and I, when we turned up in the UK in November, went straight to Kent, and we pulled into a place near Deal. Where are you from? Australia. And he just looked around at the pub and said, "Why the hell would you want to come to Kent on a holiday?" And I'd have thought, well, it's bloody beautiful. It really is a very nice. Well, lots of places around the UK are very nice, but we were loving it.
I've got a friend who lives in Kent.
I was born in Kent.
They only have 6 weekdays there, though. Like everything is shut on a Monday.
Yeah. Gary Evans says, "Thank you, my loyal citizens. The honours are in the post." Black Hat says, "Are you just thinking of detailing those lovely Merlin engines?"
Well, I'm more trying to get the bloody thing to. Yes, I will. I will detail it eventually.
I don't know, because it's never going to be seen, and it's a tight fit in the model anyway.
Oh, tight fit, sir.
Unless I'm gonna do something like put it on a stand, then I wouldn't bother. But that is something we could do is one day we could make a detailed engine, not in 1/48 scale, obviously, because that would just be stupid.
Right. Now, I won't be detailing mine. Reason being, this is not a dig at ICM, but with this, these are the detail of the kit we're building, right? So, it's a vague resemblance of a Merlin. So once it goes in, it looks like that. Okay. But recently, I'd done one of these ones, so it cost a bit of money. This is the Edward sort of up thing in the same scale, but that's the sort of detail that we're looking at there. So it's it's pretty remarkable. It had individual linkages and all that sort of stuff like that. So because I've done this one recently, there's nothing I can do to this engine on this kit to make it anywhere near as delicious as that. There's there's that many pieces in it, and it does look wonderful. So this is it here. I've probably shown this before, but this is designed to be all exposed and everything else. Whereas this kit here, you put the engine together. Basically, you could have it all cowled up, and the engine then only becomes the support for the propeller. And in fact,
which brings me to the next.
The engine itself has the cowls in place, so it's designed to not be shown in a way, unless you choose to remove it.
Which brings me to the comment from Gary, which says, "Is the engine a structural thing on that kit? On the one we're doing?" I'm not sure if it's structural, but it's certainly there to add weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you could do that and have it sort of cowled up or open if you like. But yeah, so this is the pump housing for the propeller on the Edward one. All that sort of stuff in there. The pump housing on this one looks like you can have that piece there not fitted onto the prop shaft, but then just have that piece in between the two pieces of cowling at the front there. So I don't believe you need to make the engine if you don't want. I'm going to build it just because I've not done it before. But I'm not planning to have mine showing. I think, as I say, it's just a personal choice because I've done a Merlin to death recently.
Yeah. Since it's not going to be showing, I don't think there's much point, to be honest.
No, I'm going to do it. So I built the Supermarine S6, the Schneider Cup one for 48 and 48 a year and a half. Yeah. And it did not fit. There's no way you can have that engine fit in that body. But as I showed a photo earlier, that the amount of space between the engine and the airframe on those was remarkably small.
Mm.
They were nothing but engine.
Yes. Black Hat says, quarter scale Merlin would be lovely. Oh, it would. I'll tell you what I did spot, I think it was on AliExpress the other day, was a 1/6 scale Lewis gun.
Oh.
And I was so tempted to get it. I was like, I so want that. It'd be so much fun. I think I'd probably put that on my desk or something.
Oh, that's it.
release or
Looking
something
through
like
that book, I'm going to have to get the bloody AMP kit of the 6B.
Tiff says, I've never seen Amazon do a same day delivery in UK. Just bought the precision drill I need, and I can have it delivered today. Excellent.
Right.
So you can fill your model full of holes. Gentlemen, did you realise that it is an hour and 45 minutes?
Oh, it goes so quick, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Um,
It does indeed. Well, I'll tell you what.
mm,
Trying to fit this bloody engine on here is not easy. this front piece, trying to fit this piece onto this piece, that hole there that you can see just there is nowhere near the right size.
So that's what I'm up to now.
Yeah.
I'm removing the locator from the supercharger.
You are. I'm gone the other way, and I'm trying to make the hole bigger.
In the engine block.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
So
let me know how it goes, and I will do whichever one works best.
I would probably say John's method's probably the best. Excuse me while the dog goes mad.
Quite all right, old boy. Steve says,
yeah.
I checked out AliExpress for the first time yesterday, looking for an airbrush spray booth, but the shipping price is £50 for the booth and £60 for the shipping. Crazy. Yeah, they're not all like that. It depends on the product and the seller. Don't forget, all the sellers are in China, and some of them will have free shipping, some will have small amount of shipping, some will have quite a large amount. Depends how much they're trying to get out of you. But if you look around, then there will be different prices for the shipping. It's not like Amazon, it's not a set price. As Gary well knows.
Mm-hmm. I've got a little white fluffy friend here who's missing his mum.
Poor Benji.
There he is, look.
Oh. Little Benji. Hello, Benji.
Benji, what are you doing?
Hello, Benji. 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 You're like, what the hell?
Going on, hearing the voices again. I'm going to give you your dinner in a minute, so. But you won't eat.
Oh, you got to eat, Benji. It's not good for you, mate.
He's what they call a posh dog. This is the word vets. The word from the vets. He eats if he feels like it. Yeah. Very often, you'll put food down for him and he won't touch it.
If he's hungry, he'll eat.
I've got things to do, mate.
Things to do, people to see.
Go lie down on the bed. Good boy. Good boy. No.
Do you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to bother painting them early.
Well, it's all black anyway, so.
Well, it's going to be inside anyway, isn't it? Yep. All you're going to see is the exhaust.
But you'll know.
Yes. We'll see.
Or is it that tight a fit in there, that layer of paint?
Well, that's the other thing as well, isn't it? Because we've got to get it in the frame yet as well.
Yeah. So I've sliced off the locator at the back of the supercharger there, totally. And the locator then becomes the hole that's further up on the lower screen for you.
Yeah.
Goes onto the intake plenum there, so you can't
Which
get
is
that
also
right.
too small. You've got to make that bigger.
So I had drilled that out earlier, and then the locators for that become the accessory drive.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of the bottom of the gearbox, and these two, again, these two drive shafts from the back of the cams.
Yeah, I've got that done.
I'm just saying random words, am I? Sorry.
No, you're making perfect bloody sense, mate.
I'm not an aviation person.
You don't need to be. These are just think of an engine in a train.
I never worked on trains.
Hey, I've just bloody ordered a train kit.
I was a vehicle mechanic.
Well, mechanic's mechanic, engine and engine, isn't it?
Most of my career was spent working on Land Rovers and Fodens.
Oh my god, I think I've done it.
Right, Job, I think he's got it.
No, I've still got a bit there.
That's one of the kits I recommended to ICM, was the Foden recovery truck. Because you can also do the Foden drop from it as well.
So now you're talking words I don't understand.
The Foden recovery truck was the British Army recovery truck that was first brought out in the 80s, I think. And they didn't get rid of it until 2010.
That was after you, because you worked on it?
No, it's because they gave a contract to MAN, the German manufacturers. And they made it so technologically advanced that you can't actually climb up on the storage lockers on the side because they're not strong enough. So you have to hook up the computer in the cab and lower the side of the recovery truck. Make the truck lower itself down. And if you don't start it up correctly more than 3 times, it will shut the wagon down and you won't be able to start it up until you got in touch with MAN in Germany and told them to correct the fault, reboot it.
Yeah.
And they can also shut the engine off.
Sorry, Gary?
I've managed to get that to fit at last.
Oh, good. So which method did you go for?
I think John's is the easier way.
Okay.
Slicing off the guide instead of widening the hole?
Yeah.
It's just easier to access, I thought. Oh, grow up, Mikey.
What? I didn't say anything. You do realise I am the youngest here, right?
As you keep telling us.
Well, you know. Can't have you forgetting, can we?
Alright, so where are we? About 5-2. I might call it a day.
Yes. I think I'm just going to put this bit on and then... Well, we've got 7 minutes, so...
Yeah. I've got time to put on the...
At the moment.
Oh no, what did you drop?
Modbin has just made an excellent point.
What's that?
That she's technically the youngest on the team.
Ah, very good.
She is indeed. And yet she still keeps us on our turn. What I might do is...
It didn't drop on the floor, it dropped on my desk.
What I might do is, once we go offline, is finish doing the engine.
Uh-huh.
Just because we don't want to drag it out like 20-odd episodes. So...
You make a valid point there, Mikey.
So I think what we'll do is work on a stage rather than...
So what you're looking at the instructions, would you want to maybe before next session want to get up to stage 24?
Where are you guys up to now?
I'm
on
doing
stage...
I'm doing 14, 15.
Yeah, I'm on 14 at the moment, and I'm just...
Yeah, so we can do, if you want to do up to 24, and we can put the engine in its cradle, or we can just do up to 16, so the engine's complete, and then start doing the frame next week.
It's up to you.
I think, yeah, it'll jump ahead quickly putting in the engine support frame.
Yeah.
So if the engine is complete and all painted black, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
So
it's a good place to stop.
Well, so we're going to stop at 6 once we've completed stage 16.
16.
Yeah.
Cool. HP with that.
Steve's just said, I don't mind if you drag it out for 20 episodes, more for me to watch. Yeah. What we don't want to do, though, Steve, is make it like 6 hours of just working on the engine.
I think at the end of this step we're doing now, this 2 hours, the engine is complete.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much complete
the rest
anyway.
of it is the support bracket.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that'll work nice because I think that'll probably be about a full episode just doing the support bracket properly, especially if we're gluing it together and then detailing it and priming it and stuff. So I think that'll work quite well.
I'm happy with that.
Cool.
You know what? I think this can't be right. Okay. A7, A8, A7.
Got 4 minutes, so what do we do? What do we do? 4 minutes left. Do you want to wrap it up, or do you want to go to the 2 hours and then wrap it up?
Well, I'm at wrap up stage right now. I'm putting on the 2 exhaust.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Pipes on the sides, and that's the end of the engine. So if you zoom in on my screen, I'll just show people where I am and where basically we are, all of us are.
No, that's scary. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, so again, even with these exhaust pipes, I've cut the locators off. But what we're looking at here is basically the complete Merlin. It's all been fiddly. Would you agree, gentlemen?
Yes. Yeah, it has been fiddly.
Those bits in between the cylinder heads there, that's intake ducts and that sort of thing. So that's basically fed the air through the carburetor, through the supercharger, into the top of the cylinder heads there. So the inlet pressure is on the inside, and then it flows across the heads to the exhaust on the outside there. So that's from the front. It's the exhaust stubs are flat, but it's basically a big stonking V12, 28 litres or so, supercharger at the back, blah blah blah. So that's where we are. It's the end of step 16. Is we've got the entire engine complete. The next step then is fitting in that. If you focus there, the firewall and the engine support brackets.
Cool.
So complete Merlin.
What about you, Gazzle?
Well, there you are. I've got one of the exhausts on. It's been some trickery.
It's backwards. I'm winding you up.
No, it's not.
It's not.
You bastard. It has been fiddly, but we got there. There was a few skills had to be brought into play. So I would never complain about having to do a little bit of actual modelling as opposed to pouring the glue on it and giving it a shake and out comes a kit. So,
well, this is the thing. It's all part of the fun, isn't it? You gotta have a little bit of challenge and modification.
Yeah. And also, it keeps the grey matter going because you come up with find the problem and you think, right, how am I going to solve it?
And it keeps the dexterity going as well.
Yeah. So there we are. I'll put the other side goes on in step 16. So I'm now step 14 complete. So I've just got 15 and 16 to do, and then I am at the point where I will finish. So I will do that after when we go off air.
Excellent.
And there you go. Yeah. What about you, Mikey? Where have you got to?
Oh, John's already completed this. That was quick.
Yeah, look, John's finished his.
So while I'm on the screen, I am just comparing that Merlin we've just thrown together to the one that I'm saying earlier, which is ridiculously super detailed. And I'll tell you what, the dimensions are pretty much the same, and it's a fair representation in very few pieces.
Mm.
So again, hats off to ICM. None of it fits without taking all the locators off.
Yeah,
But once you do that, you know where it fits, and you can't really get them wrong. And it does then sit together very well. So
Cool.
that's good.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Where am I up to? I am here. So I'm way behind you guys because I've been keeping up with the chat. And
but you've been doing the chat and all that as well, haven't you? So you know, fair play to you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got need to clue that down a bit more. But yeah, other than that, I've done a bit of the supercharger as well.
Yeah.
Excellent. Tomorrow, I'm back with Steph at 11 a.m. to do the Albatross. We're coming to the closing stages, that I think. We have come up with some more ideas for stuff we can do, which is great. And in fact, we may even be starting a new live stream.
Ooh.
So, that's pretty cool. And I think that one is going to be very interesting for people.
Ooh.
It's not going to be your normal modelling sessions.
Oh.
Yeah. Back with these guys on Monday.
Yeah.
No.
But no, John's not here.
John's not here.
Oh.
So what's happening tomorrow morning is I'm driving down to Melbourne with the family for an event, and I'll be staying there for about a week or so. So Paul and I could actually do live stream chat thing on Monday together in the same room and stuff like that. But I can't guarantee. It really depends how busy we are or otherwise. But I certainly won't be here for this session next Thursday.
Yeah. That's fine.
Next Thursday's session, what we're going to do is just me and Mikey will come on. We won't do anything on the Spitfire. We will just do some general modelling.
On Monday, we're going on to the FOM4H channel, aren't we?
Apparently, yeah, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
The lunatic.
Unless you want to do an extra live stream.
Lunatic has taken over the asylum.
I'll take you through StreamYard once we've gone offline.
Yeah, I think you've gone through it with me before, so I think I'll be all right. So
you just need to add either me or Modmin to help you.
I think you are. I'll check later.
Okay. Well, it's been 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
the 2 hours gone.
Hang on. I've just realised my camera's still on the desk.
Yeah. He tells us, doesn't he? He's always telling us, John.
There he is. Hey, look at that.
John's in the middle now.
Yes. So, say goodbyes, gentlemen.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Can I not
See
say
you later,
it?
guys.
Can I not say
Thanks
it
for
Roll Britannia way?
You can if you want to.
No, I'm not going to. Off, Captain. Love you.
Right. See you later, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again on Monday on the
Monday.
FOM4H channel. Don't forget.
Yeah. Watch out.
See you later, guys.
Hello.